So another magazine that I adore is not going to be made anymore. For families who love the land, farm and ranch living, an everlasting gift in the sunshine of this or the snow, life on the land preserves. December, January 2023. It's sad to see all of these great magazines just not be printed anymore for people to enjoy, especially people who enjoy them. I picked out this Christmas brittle from Farm to Table, Marmot's signature treat, delicious use of homegrown peanuts from Myrtle Beavers in Destin, Florida. Homemade peanut brittle was one of our family's Christmas traditions during the Great Depression. Mama always made it for Papa and us 6 children. Today's store-bought variety doesn't compare to Mama's freshly made brittle. I can still picture her hefting a huge iron skillet to the cook stove, pouring in the sugar and stirring gently. It never burned as she deftly moved the pan from hot to cooler places, letting the sugar slowly liquefy. Next came the peanuts, which Papa harvested from our field with a mule. He stacked the vines in circles to try and dry and then store them in the empty crib. In late November, we would sit in the tiny semicircle in the cold, drafty barn picking the nuts off the vines. Sometimes a mouse would burst into our midst, making the kids scream, but Mama always calmed us down. She saved the bare vines to feed the cows, and saving this made their milk taste much richer. At the cook stove, stirring the golden sugar syrup, Mama folded in the peanuts we had just shelled into the molten mixture. The final ingredient was baking soda, made amber liquid foam up and nearly overflow. After blending everything thoroughly, Mama divided the mixture among the buttered platters and then took them outside to cool. Later, she seated around the kitchen table. We watched raptly as Mama held a big piece of candy and tapped it with a spoon, shattering it. Soon we had a great pile of shining peanut brittle, one of the most beautiful sights I'd ever seen. Mama always used this moment to remind us that anything worth having was worth the work and the wait. And as we all reached in to select the perfect piece, we knew she was right. Now I'm going to read you how to make this wonderful peanut brittle. Peanut brittle bars. Pairing the old-fashioned flavor of brittle with lots of chocolate chips turns these bars into a satisfying snack and sought-after holiday gift. From Kristen Gleason in St. John, Kansas. Your prep time is 15 minutes. Your bake time will be 25 minutes plus cooling, and it makes 4 dozen. 1 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour, 1 cup packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 cup of butter. Topping: 2 cups salted peanuts, 1 cup melt chocolate chips, 1 jar 12 1/4 ounce caramel ice cream topping, 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Now, here comes the steps to make it. It's a 2-step process. You're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. In a large bowl, you're going to combine flour, brown sugar, baking soda, and salt. Cut in butter until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs. Pat into a greased 15 by 10 by 1 inch baking pan. Bake until golden brown, which takes 10 to 12 minutes. Now you're going to sprinkle your peanuts and chocolate chips over warm crust. Combine caramel topping and flour. Drizzle all over the top. Bake until golden brown and bubbly, which takes 12 to 16 minutes on a wire rack. Now 1 bar is 142 calories, 8 grams fat, 3 grams saturated fat, 11 milligram cholesterol, 133 milligrams sodium, 17 gram carb, 11 grams sugar, 1 gram fiber, and 3 gram protein. And just like the other book, I only have one more thing to share with you here. A Bed Beneath the Boughs. Her family colossal Christmas tree raised widespread concern. Katie Martin from Danbury, North Carolina. As kids, we always tried to get our parents to buy the biggest possible Christmas tree. We wanted one that reached the ceiling. Even better if it was very, very fat. One winter, we drove to a farm to buy our tree, and there we found a huge Scotch pine, which we all agreed fit the bill nicely. 8 of us children were still living at home that year, and we shared the 3 bedrooms while our folks slept on a pull-out sofa in the living room. When we got on the tree home, it filled with the living room, and the forest smells drifted throughout the house. After much trimming of the branches and rearranging of the furniture, we managed to situate the pine in a corner of the living room with all the colorful decorations and bright lights. This was definitely our biggest tree to date. There was just one problem. No space remained for our parents to pull out that sofa bed, so they made a bed on the hardwood floor. I couldn't contain my excitement about the tree, and I was proud of my parents' sacrifice. When I got to school, I told all my friends that my mom and dad were sleeping on the floor to make room for our big Scotch pine. I told the kids at church, too. And soon the phone calls began. It seemed our community had heard about the part about my parents sleeping on the floor, but not the reason why. The calls continued, though, through Christmas and New Year's, with folks offering to loan or give my parents a mattress. Who knew so many extra beds were to share? Unaware that I was causing such a commotion, I continued to boast about my parents' generosity, how they slept on the floor to make room for our tree. When my parents figured out why they were getting these odd offers, I was in trouble. But I didn't understand. I was only that our parents had been kind. And when I think about the holidays past, I'll always remember that Christmas, the year my parents gave up their bed so we could have the biggest tree, the year the phone rang practically off the hook. Oh, Farm and Ranch magazine, Farm and Ranch Living magazine, you're going to be missed. And I've enjoyed reading this magazine to my viewers. And again, I'm going to dearly miss this magazine, and I wish you would go ahead and keep printing for many years to come. I wish everyone well until tomorrow, and I know we'll have some more reading to share.